Did you know that football clubs are worth hundreds of millions of dollars or even billions? These clubs are owned by wealthy individuals or companies and have multiple ways of making money, like match tickets, stadium tours, or the football's official shop. Today we'll make a top 5 with the richest football clubs, and to make it more interesting for you, you'll receive a hint as the ranking progresses in relation to the club in the first place. First hint will be that this club won the Champions League in the last 10 years. I'll give you 5 seconds to comment your first guess. Okay, now let's start the top. The club occupying 5th place is Manchester City. Maybe you thought they were first or surely in the top 3, but they're not. Even though their history starts in 2008 when Sheikh Mansour bought the club, they rapidly became one of the grands in Premier League. He purchased the club for only $250 million, which is crazy because Barcelona got around $222 million for Neymar when he moved to PSG and they got only one player. This guy got an entire football club. This team is owned by Sheikh Mansour's City Football Group Limited, who owns several clubs such as Girona, Melbourne City, Mumbai City, Palermo, New York City, and 6 other clubs. It's safe to say that Mansour really loves football. Last year, City finally won the only important trophy missing from their cabinet, the Champions League. If you want to say they only managed to achieve this thanks to Haaland, you're absolutely right. This robot, because after last season, I doubt he's a human being, scored 12 goals in the UCL in 11 games. However, Rodri was the one to secure the title with that goal in the final, so they need to thank him too. Even though City has unlimited money, they put them to good use as almost all of their transfers are good. Their current market value is $4.99 billion. If you still don't know who the team in first place is, let me help you a little bit. They were out of the title race last season, by far. Next up, we have Liverpool with a $5.29 billion market value. I don't really understand how their value is higher than City's, but it is according to Forbes. The owners, John Henry and Tom Werner, the CEOs of Fenway Sports Group LLC, can be proud to own the club with the most passionate fans in the world. "You'll never walk alone" chant is so good that other clubs began to sing it for their players. In the last years, their rivalry with City became stronger and stronger as the citizens won everything in the last 3 years, and the club from Liverpool won nothing important. Maybe this year they have a chance of winning the Premier League as they're 1 point behind City. To be fair, it seems like everyone can win the Prem this year as there are 6 teams separated by 4 points. Okay, before moving on, here's another hint for you. They have the most expensive goalkeeper in goal. Occupying 3rd place is Barcelona. Even though they have big financial problems, they still manage to be on the podium. This year, they started their project to build a new stadium and demolish the iconic Camp Nou, which is a bit sad because I've been there and I can tell you it was so big and magnificent. Their new stadium will have a capacity of 105,000 people, and the renovation will cost around $1.5 billion. It's said that the club will pay $247 million per year, using the income generated by the stadium to pay for this. Even though the club is in debt, you have to admire what the president Laporta is doing. I mean, in the summer window, he managed to bring Inigo Martinez, Gundogan, João Felix, João Cancelo, and Oriol Romeo to Camp Nou for only $3.4 million. Well, Romeo was the only player bought by Barcelona, as the others were either loaned or signed as free agents, but it's still impressive. Their market value is $5.51 billion, which is huge. Before moving on, of course, here's your hint. They topped their Champions League group this year. I think you should know who they are. Okay, the 2nd place is the other team from Manchester, Manchester United. They're worth $6 billion. This team is in a continuous crisis ever since 2013 when Sir Alex Ferguson decided to retire. Last year, they managed to win their first trophy since the Europa League in 2017. They won the Carabao Cup against Newcastle, and it looked like Ten Hag and his players could challenge for the Prem title this year, but they're not. After 14 games, they sit 7th, and even though they're only 9 points behind first place, they play so bad that even the 7th place is good. Probably that's because their first team players are getting injured all the time, and the ones that are fit are lacking consistency. The only players that have been playing above average are Bruno Fernandes and, surprisingly, Harry Maguire, who's been the best United defender this season by far. Their crisis is not only in Premier League though, as in UCL, they're so much worse. With one game left, they sit bottom of their group, and their only chance to get through is if they beat Bayern and Copenhagen and Galatasaray tie. To be fair, if you're not a United fan, their games in UCL are a pleasure to watch, as they drew 3-3 with Galata and lost 3-2 in the first leg, lost 4-3 to Copenhagen and 4-3 to Bayern. Enough with United, you're about to see which club is the richest in the world. Until revealing, I'll give you 5 seconds to write your final guess in the comments. All set? Okay, the moment you've waited for, the richest club in the world is Real Madrid. This beautiful Madrid club was founded in 1902 and wore that classic white knit ever since. They're one of the 3 founding members of La Liga that have never been relegated since 1929, along with Athletic Bilbao and Barcelona. The Madridista established itself as a force in Europe ever since the 1950s, when they won 5 consecutive European Cups. Well, now they have 14 UCL trophies and are one of the favorites to win that competition every season. They were well known in the early 2000s for their Galacticos policy, which means that they sign only the world's best players in order to create a superstar team. However, they relaxed this policy, as now they try to build a team for the future, as they only want to sign young talents like Vinicius, Rodrigo, and the new star Jude Bellingham. This policy seems to work really well for them, as now they're top of La Liga and top of their UCL group. Their market value is $6.07 billion, and they have the second biggest revenue with $807 million. I hope you enjoyed this video and managed to guess the club from as few hints as possible. Don't forget to check out the other videos posted on the channel, and until next time, I wish you a wonderful day.